Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a demo on Hasura DDN's new tracing capabilities. To start off with a little bit of context, in a world of ever-growing microservices and distributed architectures, as API producers, it becomes really critical to understand which components in my system are becoming bottlenecks and where the latencies are lying. In the REST API world, this is a very complicated thing to do, but thankfully in the GraphQL world, with our latest observability and tracing, everything is now available out of the box. You can get started immediately without setting up your open telemetry collector right from the DDN console. So I have a really simple e-commerce application for the example with two subgraphs, users and carts. One database is in North America and the other one is in Asia Pacific. I have my client in Asia Pacific, so we'll do just one complex nested query and we'll try to explore the traces. So here I have the query. We're trying to query carts and cart items which are there in the cart subgraph in Asia Pacific, and there is the user subgraph which is there in North America. So I have a remote relationship from carts to users, and then I have a local relationship within the same database from carts to cart items. So let's run this query and we'll explore the traces. So every time you run a query in Hasura console, you will be able to see the traces right within your graphical tab. So there's a couple of sequential and parallel executions happening here. Let's look at what the traces entail. All right. So in the trace details, you'll also be able to see how many models are being accessed. So here we have 3 models being accessed. You can see what the query itself is. And we have a very beautiful trace waterfall diagram here, which shows exactly how much time is being spent during execution at every stage. You can also click on each of these trace spans to dig deeper into what each span entails, how many models are being accessed, right? What time is each span taking. So here we have a query request execution happening, then the request plan is being created, and then the query is being executed through the data connector, and finally a database request. Right. So here, as we notice, there's 3 database calls happening, but the latencies for each of them are vastly different. So 2 of them are 2.56 and 2.72 milliseconds, but another one is 235 milliseconds. Let's look at the trace details and observe what's going on here. So the 235 milliseconds is a call that is happening to the database which is in North America, whereas if you notice, the other 2 are calls that are happening to the closer database. So the closer databases are much more performant in terms of query response. So by looking at the trace details, you'll be able to identify bottlenecks and latencies in your system and optimize your infrastructure such that your performance is much faster, right? Now, if you look at other supergraph tools or GraphQL observability tools, they give you traces only till the supergraph or gateway level, but Hasura allows you to drill down much deeper, like we just did, till your subgraph traces, which gives you much more actionable insight, and everything is highly performant and real time. Looking further here, you'll also be able to see a topology diagram of how your query execution is flowing, right? So we have a client which is your Hasura DDN console, which is making a request to the GraphQL engine, and through the data connector, it's making a database call, right? Now, a very significant and impactful addition to our observability toolkit is the ability to view the query execution plans. So you can look at the final SQL query, the SQL and the query plans to optimize and tune your query's performance. So you can see there's a couple of sequential and parallel executions happening here. So if you click on one of the models, you'll be able to see the query plan, the SQL plan, the costs associated with this call, and also the SQL query that's finally being executed. Right. So by looking at all of these, you'll be able to tune your query's performance very closely. Now, no tracing story is complete without its ability to debug. So every time you have errors, you'll be able to see it very clearly in your trace waterfall diagram. And this can help you localize and debug and fix issues quickly. So I'm going to stop my demo here today. So try it out and let us know what more you'd like to see in observability in Hasura. Thanks.